Hustling dreams on the edge of a pyramid. Promises stick, but the money's flickering. Queen of karma pulling the receipts. Exposing schemes, scamming beneath the sheets. Monday drops, another tale revealed. Shattered illusions, the truth gets peeled. Down lights crash, illusions fade. Pyramid toppled, no longer afraid. MLM Monday, bringing truth to the light. Karma queen dropping bombs, busting hype. From high hopes to empty envelopes, breaking chains of those MLM dopes. Glossy brochures and lavish cruise trips, hidden costs, financial eclipse. Karma queen on that investigative grind, rescue mission for folks left behind. False dreams sold on golden chains, profit for few, for others only pains. Queen of karma, savior with receipts, bringing justice, knocking them off their seats. Family and friends exploited for gain, promises shattered, now mired in pain. Karma nudges, go dive deep, free the folks from the lies they keep.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of karma.
Hello, everyone, and happy MLM Monday. I hope that you are all having a fabulous, amazing start to your week. The kids go back to school here today, so the little ones back in school. We are back to our normal schedules, and therefore we are back to our normal scheduled programming. So this week, of course, we are doing MLM Monday today. And then on Friday, we are going to have a Friday with the Sayers of Nay. And I'm sure everyone's very excited about that. And there will be a video released either later today or tomorrow talking about On Passive. So stay tuned for that. Albs is here and it to scam it as always. Joe says, I'm looking for a boss babe who can retire me. Joe, does Deb know about this? Should I let her know? I'll tell her. Sam, $8,000. Hi. Interesting name change. Didn't something happen with Trudeau today? Yes. Trudeau is gone. He's leaving. He's leaving. But I found out over the holidays that apparently I'm a bread tuber. I just found that out. That made me laugh a lot. Hello, Jelly Snack. Good to see you. Happy MLM Monday. So today, since we're just kind of getting back into things, and I'm sure, you know, if you are like me and you had the holidays off, this Monday might be a little difficult for some people. You know, I always get a little flustered trying to get back into the schedule and everything. So I thought today we would go through some MLM stories, some just r/anti-MLM stories, and read through some fun stories and just have a little chat about multi-level marketing companies and, you know, what they're all about. A bread tuber. Yeah, I'm apparently a very far left-leaning creator. Trudeau or Trudeau? Trudeau, probably. So today, for our MLM Monday, we are going to be doing MLM stories. And these stories are, of course, from the r/anti-MLM subreddit, which you can go and check out and read up. I highly, highly recommend it. You might even find a post about On Passive that is quite new on there that the Recovering Hunbot did. So if you wouldn't mind going over there and voting it up, that would be amazing. Thank you, everyone. Let's get into our very first story of the day. Our very first one is brought to us by Melodic Switch 6535. And they say, well, I actually did make money. And I'm over here like, what? You made money in an MLM? Usually you don't make money in MLM. So what is this person talking about? I got my Herbalife class action settlement today for costs incurred by going to bogus events. I finally made some money. Yay, she made money. The only time that someone makes money in an MLM is if they sue the MLM. And this is the thing not a lot of people seem to understand. If you are high up in an MLM and you are holding events and people are traveling to those events, those people can then sue you for forcing them to travel to those events. They can say, this person cost me thousands of dollars. I had to take a plane, had to take a bus, had to take a train, had to drive several miles, for the people in the US. The rest of us we use kilometers, etc. And they can actually sue not only the CEO or owner of the company, but the top people in the company. And yes, if they advertise stuff on their YouTube channel, that's right. They can get in a lot of trouble. That's probably the only way anyone can make money with an MLM. That's right. Pretty much. So good for you. Good for you for going and for doing that. It's very, very hard. A lot of people have a lot of, trouble kind of going and getting those proceedings started. It can be very, very intimidating. But if you can do it, I do recommend doing it. Get what you can back out of whatever they've taken from you. Getting some justice can also help emotionally and give you some closure. And it's a good thing to do. Not everyone can do this, which is why I say if you can go through with doing legal proceedings like this against a company, against the top people in the company, do it. Do it not only for you, but on behalf of everyone there who maybe can't. And class action lawsuits are also quite common, where a group of people get together and they all go after the top hun or the CEO, the owner. So I would recommend also looking into that. Hello, Mr. Level. Good to see you. Violet and Mr. Level just showed up. I did. So I'm glad that this person at least got something. Got something. The next one comes from Cetis Lupetis. I hope I said that right. Maybe I didn't. MLM scammers can't even take a day off at Disney World. Darn, imagine you're at Disney World. It's supposed to be the happiest place of your childhood, I guess. Maybe you're there with your family. Maybe you're there with the grandparents and your kids, It's a great vacation, but you just got to be on your phone. You got to be on your phone to recruit someone, to make those sales. Hello, Serene. Good to see you. I mean, how depressing. So they say, went to Walt Disney World this week for my birthday. Being an adult is awesome sometimes. Hey, you do you for your birthday. That's what you want to do on your birthday, you go. In line for Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios, a gentleman who just seemed friendly at first struck up a conversation with us while waiting for his wife and kids to come back from the restroom. Oh no. And you're like, oh, he's probably just killing time, His family's left him alone. He's just striking up a conversation. And then it's like not even genuine. We chatted about normal stuff, where we were from, rides, etc., until we finally got to the usual financial mentors who taught us how to make our money work for us BS. As I've been through the pitch before, it was a quick, easy shutdown. It was pretty amazing how quick he went from a friendly, chatty guy to hiding on the other side of his wife, who had since returned. It's kind of sad. It's almost like when you turn them down in person, you can see the life leave them, right? It's like now they're all depressed and they're probably a little embarrassed. And like she says, this one's hiding. This one's hiding. Sam keeps forgetting to change his name after he trolls people. And then he shows up in chat like, oh, wait, that's my name. But the rejection would be embarrassing. I mean, I would probably just try to be like, oh, okay, no problem. And then try to continue the conversation. I don't know. I just can't imagine being so financially secure that I have to try and recruit in line for a children's ride at a theme park. I mean, you got a point. Like, you're there, you're supposed to be spending time with family. And instead, as someone in an MLM, in this situation, waiting in line turns into you scouring the line looking for people to pitch to. It kind of takes away from the family experience, or even the whole experience, just the fun of the park. And that's the thing with MLMs, is they suck the fun out of everything in life. Because when you're in it, you're constantly looking for new people to recruit, looking for new people to sell to. Everything has to do with the MLM. So yeah, a situation like this, where you're supposed to be going and spending a fun day at Disney World with your family, turns into recruitment, making sales. Kind of sad. At Disney World is nothing sacred. Not anymore. Not anymore. And it's also sad that, like, when someone talks to you, you have to be like, are they just starting a conversation? Or are they about to pitch me like their pyramid scheme? That's why I have sock accounts, so I don't play with this one. Sorry. It's just, it just goes to show you how these suck the fun out of everything. Even a father's time at Disney. That was a pretty good burn that she did, though. Have to recruit a children's ride at a theme park. I like that one. The next one comes to us from Gray Brutus. Gray Brutus, what a name. I like it. I like it. Sensi has an exhibit at Disney. Sensi is actually partnered with Disney 100%, Jelly. Not only do they have an exhibit, but while you're at the theme park, they're actually putting Sensi scents throughout the entire park. And they are partnered with Sensi. So Sensi has Disney warmers, wax, Sensi buddies, etc. So whenever you go to Disney World, whether you like it or not, you are breathing in Sensi. And that sucks enough, okay? Sucks enough that they force you to take part in that. But now we have people in line also trying to recruit people. It's like, damn it. You just can't get away. This post makes me miss the pandemic when no one could get close enough for a stranger to talk with you. Right? I am Brutus the Gray. I like it. I like it. Yeah, no, it's bad, Jelly. It's bad. I don't like I've talked a lot actually on my channel about their partnership, because Sensi was one of the ones that I've done. That was one of my MLMs. I did Sensi and It Works. So I have definitely done videos complaining about their partnership and how I wish Disney would just stop with it. Wait a minute, new Disney attraction, the Hall of On Passive, is just like walls of listed failures of their launches. Like old website, something like that. All right, so Gray Brutus comes to us with high school MLM project backfired. To be honest, I'm just really happy that they're teaching high schoolers about MLMs. I really do hope that they are teaching the younger generations to be weary of these and stay far, far away from them. Hello, Baron. Good to see you. So I'm happy to hear that there's a high school MLM project that even exists. How did it backfire? So when I was in high school, we learned about MLMs in econ class. Do all of you learn about MLMs in econ class? Because when I was in school, I did not learn about that at all. But I was in high school literally from 2000 until 2004. We didn't really know that MLMs were bad back then. We were just starting to really learn that they weren't the best things ever around that time. I don't think the community really popped off until closer to the 2010s. So we didn't have it in our econ class. And my kiddo is still in like public school. So she's not in high school yet. So she doesn't have econ class. So if you have kids out there that are in econ, please do let me know. I want to hear if they're learning about this and if this is something that all schools are doing now, because I like it. I like it. I think we need more of it. Not just failures, Queen, animatronic failures. Then we have like a FNAF situation. Animatronic Marty never stands up from his chair. It's just like that creepy TikTok unicorn, or was it Snapchat unicorn? I don't even remember where the unicorn came from anymore. That should be compulsory. Good stuff, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm just happy that they even have this. Goes on to say, we had readings, discussions, and even watched a documentary on how MLMs have devastated low-income people by preying on them. Love it. Great idea. Let's do it in all the high schools. I'm down. I'm down. Where do I donate? Where do I volunteer? Let's go. To end it off, we had to get into groups and research an MLM of our choice and present it to the class. I like it. I like it. I think this is a really good idea to teach people, and that's a really good project to do with them, kind of like end of term project. That way, too, they can pick like the MLM that interests them. So I like it. All good stuff. There was this one girl in my class who was not very bright. I always compared her to Karen from Mean Girls, and we love Mean Girls here. Anyways, this girl, after a couple weeks of straight schooling on the scammy nature of MLMs, I mean, it does sound like the econ class was quite good, joins the MLM she had researched. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's so funny but sad at the same time. Like, all the information we had learned about MLMs just wiped from her brain the second she was exposed to the marketing of the MLM she researched. Facepalm. I guess some people just can't be saved. Now, the only thing I have a problem with is intelligence has nothing to do with falling for an MLM. It's just, man, that project had the opposite effect. I mean, it can happen. I worry about it sometimes when covering these companies, like on passive. I'm kind of like, someone might come across my videos, not really understand I'm against on passive and end up joining. I guess it could happen where you could brainwash yourself while going through the marketing. It could happen. But it's like, no way. I want to ride the hula hoop Susie ride. Could you imagine? Oh, Lord. Cutco knives. Might have been. My daughter's high school invited an MLM to sit in the lunchroom and recruit. She started yelling, "This is a pyramid scheme." I hope that she was not in trouble for that. And good on her. That's like one of those situations where if the school calls you and they're like, "Yeah, so we brought you in today because your daughter saw a company trying to recruit in our lunchroom that we invited, and she started yelling that they were a pyramid scheme." And then you're like, "Okay, well, what was the company?" And they're like, "Monet." And you're like, "Okay, so what was the problem?" And they're like, "Yeah, we just can't have this. So she's going to have to go home for the rest of the day." So then you go out for ice cream and a big giant steak dinner. Because you're like, even though the school got you in trouble, sweetheart, I can't be mad. I can't be mad at you for this. We just got to talk about how maybe next time, instead of screaming it out lots of times in the cafeteria, how we could maybe approach this better. But we'll do it over the ice cream and steak, There also needs to be education about influencer culture. Yes. Many of them are just as toxic and more insidious. Like, we kind of had that. Like, we learned about media and how watching, like, all these commercials with airbrushing, and we learned all about all that and how it would, like, affect our self-esteem and whatnot. But I don't remember learning it in any other sense other than through, like, women shouldn't aspire to these beauty standards. Like, I don't remember them also just warning us about just influencer culture in general. It always had to do with, like, the media and being smart about not falling for the marketing and letting it, like, get to you as a young woman, but I do feel like we need to do that a lot better. And hopefully we are kind of doing that. Hopefully we start doing that. The Red Redford pirate ship ride. Oh my God. And like, he comes on. Okay, and now for the review. Hello, Takara. I'm trying to find out more info about what Trudeau did that so many Canadians did not like him. Was he Canada's version of Trump or something? A lot of people in Canada feel like he put our country in a lot of debt. And he caused the housing market to skyrocket. He wasn't our Trump. But a lot of people feel like he didn't do what he said he would do, if that makes sense. So they're a little upset. They're a little upset. I believe he would probably be leaving soon anyway, though. Best way to not have influencers affect your self-esteem. Don't have any. Don't have any self-esteem. I don't know, Thomas. I think we can give better advice than that. Corporate influencer industrial complex. Ooh. Speaking of Red, did anyone see his live today? Right at the end, he was crying that Elon could give everyone $1 million and have money left over because he's got 400 billion. 400 billion divided by 8 billion is $50. Not 50 million or 50K, $50. Well, we do know that math isn't their strong suit. Their strong suit. He didn't inherit any of his father's political skills. I think that might be part of it. It's because I think people were hoping they were going to get another Pierre Trudeau, and then they didn't. And that's some of the disappointment I do believe. I believe. So let's teach kids about this more. Let's teach them that it has nothing to do with intelligence falling for these things. All right, the next one that we have is from Sierra Genesis. An old situationship tried getting me to join his MLM. Oh man, you already don't want to hear from an old situationship usually. You know, so it's either going to be like some drama or a booty call, let's be real. So you're like, don't hit me up. But then for this, now I'm extra upset. So heartbreak in more ways than one. That's what we're dealing with here in this one. Poor Sierra. So this guy who is very cute and charming that I met in September, I'll call him Homie for the purpose of this post. All right, his name is Homie. I'm 22. Homie is 23. We meet online and start chatting for like a bit, and everything's all good. He's dealing with some court stuff. Nothing serious, but I was down for it. I enjoy our time. Girl, maybe that would have been the first red flag. Just for next time, sweetheart, when you're dating around, just, maybe take that as a possible red flag. I enjoyed our time together. He ended it for a very good reason. I was still in contact with my first ever boyfriend. I blame me for the downfall of that. Okay. Hello, it's a slot machine. I hope you're doing well. I didn't mind ending for that reason. It's okay. I wished him the best and checked up on him sparingly. So at least you ended it amicable. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world then that he messaged you. That's a little better of a story than I was expecting. He's fine shit. I'll take your word for it. And very charming. I really did miss him. Yeah, and it sounds like he was kind of the one that ended it for a reason that, maybe you weren't like totally gonna get back with your first ever boyfriend, but he just wanted you to end contact, and maybe, I don't know, you guys are good friends or something. So that's kind of what messed it up. So yeah, okay. All right. You're still kind of down for it. Getting commissions and sex. That's a double win, like with G. Golden Corral and some dessert after. Calm down, Mr. Level. Cold shower for you. And then one day, he texted me if I wanted to get in on a business call. Oh no. My dumbass was thinking like maybe he wanted cash from me, and I was even preparing myself mentally to fork over maybe a couple hundred and how to do it and wish him the best. Well, aren't you nice? It's nice that she was like, I would have given him like a couple hundred and been like, here, but please don't contact me about this again. You're nicer than I am. I would have just said no. No, thank you. You're an old situationship. We do not need to go into business together. No, thank you. Lord. But no. He called me and tried to sell me on this MLM Gifu travel. That just sounds like scam in the name. I looked it up and read the terms and conditions to him and tried to explain how any company that makes you pay to join and has a recurring membership that doesn't give you any real way to progress in it or get anything out of it other than recruiting others is an MLM. Yes, do not give men cash. It's okay to just say no. So you're trying to explain to him it's an MLM. Does he know what an MLM is? A lot of people don't. I got such a big ick. It shattered my view of him. And not gonna lie, I'm glad I'm finally no longer into him. Well, I guess at least it helped you move on. At the very least, the silver lining is after this, you were able to move on happily and know that you're just, better off without this one. Because it did kind of sound like you were wondering, like where it would have gone. Like you said, you kind of missed him. So at least that doesn't exist anymore. But if I ask nicely, Joe wants to know. So, I guess there's that. I tried explaining to him how this seems like a Ponzi scheme. And yeah, like if there is no way to sell anything to get anything back and it is just recruiting, then it is a Ponzi scheme. And since he's not even in the US and may even face prison time, he shouldn't be doing this because he may never see a dime of his referrals. Very true. Temu travel would have been funnier, even cheaper and crappier service than you typically get. Right? Oh, man. Did he listen? Probably not, eh? He was going to sell this to another person right after I said this. The man is very charming. He sold it to like 8 other people before me. Oh, man. Honestly, it makes me sad. He wouldn't consider doing something else, but I understand his situation and why he's trying to make cash. But this obviously isn't going to be it. I'm sorry. That's really all you can do. I mean, you've done all you can do. All you can do is explain it to him. Maybe if you could look up more information about the company and send it to him. Talk to him about the income disclosure statement results. If they have one, if they don't have one, you could explain to him how illegal that is, and maybe try to talk some sense into him that way. But like, that's the hard thing about this is once they got you, it's hard to talk someone out of it. It's very much like trying to talk a victim of DV to leave their abusive partner. It's like you can give them all of the reasons why they should leave. You can provide them with all of the resources, but ultimately it will be up to them and they'll have to kind of reach their breaking point before they might leave, No, but you can join my own fusion pyramid. It's good that she tried to explain it to him. That's all you can really do, right? Is provide people with more information about them. But if they don't choose to listen, don't carry that on your shoulders. Like it's not your fault. It's kind of a hard thing to get people out of. Hopefully, he doesn't bother you again about it. Maybe if he does, you can use that as an opportunity to talk to him more about it. But sounds like you're probably just going to move on with your life now that you're over him too. And maybe that's for the best, right? Maybe that's for the best for now. The next story comes to us from Social Psych Proj, which I like that name. I like that name. Recruiting a downline at a food bank. What are we doing at a fucking food bank? Why? That's the same as like Ash Mufara going into some of the world's poorest areas to recruit. Like, it's just cruel. Just mean. All right, TLDR. Community advocates who have been helping people access assistance for phone bills at local food bank has been trying to recruit people that can't afford groceries into a travel agency MLM. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Don't pass go. Fired. Fired. As someone who used to work in social services, I can tell you right now, if this was my food bank, that person would be gone. Because you shouldn't be there using it for your own personal gain in any way, shape, or form. You're supposed to be there to help them with their phone bills and etc. Not to talk to them about anything else. So, like, do your job or go, you know? No! Right? That's my thought. Chris Johnson's story, pretty close too. I mean, Chris Johnson literally went looking for people that were homeless under bridges and announced that he was doing so. Oh, go look under the bridges. I know they hang out over here. Oh my God, like, what are you doing, Chris? All live. Yep. We watched on in horror. I can see Chris encouraging people to recruit people at food banks. Yep. I mean, yeah, this is right up his alley. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Full rant. Do you know what? One of the only times I'm like, you have a right to rant. You rant and rave and throw things if you must. I would be just as mad. All right. I've had to use the food bank. All right. I've had to use the food bank. And if I ever showed up there to get food for my family and I was approached by somebody trying to get me in, I would lose my mind. I think I would actually snap. I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I would have a problem. I'd be pissed. So you're allowed to rant. So let's rant about it together. So I'm at the food bank. As you are or do when you make national median income in a major city. Our food bank is great. Awesome. Ours is, it's okay. They usually have a table where folks help the community connect to resources and assistance you might otherwise miss out on. That's actually really good. Ours doesn't have that. We probably should. We probably should. So there's these two shouting about the cool public program available for people currently on public assistance. Can't be me, up or low income ass. But then they're also shouting about this supplemental income opportunity where a company is looking to train people to be travel agents. Because, yeah, when I need to go to the food bank for me and my family, what I'm thinking when I'm standing in that line is I'm going to save up to go to Hawaii. That's what my priorities will be. You know, like, what? Okay. I hate this too. I hate this too. It's online work, so I'm interested. You're interested because you're like us, is what you're saying. You're like, oh, what's going on over here is what happened, right? As soon as I inquire with them about it, my critical faculty starts screaming at me. Mm-hmm. So we each get our own website? And that website is the exact same service the public can get from the mainstream websites like Trivago and Expedia, which this is why I don't ever understand these travel MLMs. I gotta be honest, like I never really understood them because I'm like, they have so many different places that you can get discounts for trips without going through an actual like travel agent or another company in any way. You could just go to those websites like she's saying and you can do it. You know? Apparently that's how Nilo Life is set up. Exactly. This one reminds me of that a lot. I'm wondering if it is. But I'm always like, why don't people just do that or go to a travel agent? But a travel agent MLM, I would hope that that would put off red flags, right? As soon as I voice the slightest hint of doubts, they start talking about you pay yourself to travel. Yeah, it's because I'm going to do so much traveling on my income. That's why I'm at the fucking food bank, Sharon. Like, fuck. And mention someone making $100,000. Just some random person they probably made up on the spot. Okay. 99% sure it's a scam. Yep, sounds like an MLM, but okay. But I put my contact info onto the paper to see what this rabbit hole is about. My kind of girl or guy. My kind of person. I like you. I like you. Yes, that's probably what I would do. For sure. Just so that I can find out more information. Maybe interview someone. Expedia still sounds like a moving company after a relationship breaks up and you need to get out in a hurry. Expedia. I like it. I like it. It kind of does, though. You're right. I like it. It wasn't a deep one. They text me a website called PlanNet Marketing. And the first page of Google shows how sketchy and untrustworthy this company is. Thank you, Google. And this is why you should always Google. Google the companies. Google them. Go there, type it in, search. You can use any search engine, whatever search engine you like. Most people do use Google, though. All right, look it up. Read reviews. Research the company and how long it's been a company and, what are their ratings and everything. Look into everything. PlanNet Marketing is everywhere. Mm-hmm. Google is not a truth engine. Marty says not to use Google. That's why you should use it. Use it. If you're being told not to look up something, there's a very good reason why. And that's the exact time that you should go look it up. Okay? Always do malicious compliance when it comes to this kind of thing. Yeah, if you use Bing, use Bing. Whatever you use, just go and search it. Use DuckDuckGo, whatever it is. I knew you guys were going to start listing them. That's why I said whatever you use. Apparently, I didn't get under it enough. But yes, Google the damn thing. DuckDuckGo it. Bing it. Do they still have Ask Jeeves? I don't know. But if they do, ask that motherfucker too, okay? Just go and put the company name in. Look it up. Always do your due diligence. Oftentimes, even in my case of joining MLMs, a lot of us didn't do our due diligence before we joined, okay? So make sure you do yours. Always. That's why I always stress an educated decision. Make an educated decision. That means looking into it. Right? I send the community partner coordinator of the food bank an email. Yes. Thankfully, he knows what an MLM is and thanks me for bringing it to his attention. My only regret is that I didn't eat that contact sheet to stop them from potentially roping any of the less suspecting folks that signed it from being flayed by a pyramid scheme. Honestly, though, hopefully you stopped anyone else in future. I'm not really sure how you would have been able to get that without just grabbing it from their hands or trying to take pictures of it somehow. I appreciate you wanting to, but don't feel bad that you were unable to do that. I'm not really sure how you could have really done that in that situation. Because they would have been like, why are you taking pictures of our contact sheet? Then it would have created a big scene. You didn't want to do that. You wanted to move in the shadows, which we love here. We love that. You did great. You did great. Contacting the director there, the community partner coordinator, letting them know. Hopefully they'll either have a talk with this person and tell them to stop promoting their pyramid scheme, or they'll have to let that person go. Or they've just let them go. Either or. But that's really all you can do. That's the best that you could have done in that situation. Good for you. Hopefully you save future people. And also now maybe that coordinator will be sure to let people know that he hires in future. You are here to help them with what we're hiring you for. Don't bring any of your personal crap in here to try to sell it or recruit people to your stuff. If that wasn't already being said for whatever reason, hopefully now in future, they know to do that upon hiring people for this job so that it never happens again. So you might have just made the food bank way better in your area. And that is what you should pretty much do in that situation. It's better to just kind of move in the shadows, send an email, let the community partner coordinator know, hey, this is going on. You might want to put a stop to this because of this. Send some evidence of the scheme to him too, just to be like, listen, here it is. Prove your case, and hopefully, they deal with that. I'd probably go back the next month or whatever, or a couple of weeks later, just to see if it was still going on or not, just to kind of see. But other than that, good job. Good job. Good job. This one is from Suspicious Finish. Suspicious Finish. I like it. 21. Nearly got caught up with Amway BWW. Now, here's the thing. I have obviously heard of Amway before. Huge MLM. Spoken about it a lot on my channel. But Amway breaks up into all these different smaller sort of groups, right? And I didn't know what the BWW group was. I had never heard of that before. So, even though I heard of Amway, you learn something new every single day. So the BWW mentorship program. Let's take a look at what that is exactly. The BWW mentorship program is a guide to help you grow a successful long-term business. With the help of your upline mentor, you can work smart as you structure a team while working hard to establish your foundation for growth. With BWW, you now have access to an available business training system. Because you own your own business, you are directly rewarded for your own efforts. As you begin, you can draw on the experience of a personal coach and mentor, someone who can teach success because they have achieved success. BWW has a 4-decade track record of helping people build successful independent business, along with mobile apps, web resources, streaming audio, video, and a series of ongoing business seminars. You have a team of people to help you every step of the way. Okay. So it's just Amway? What is different? What is different between just being in the mentorship program and then not being in the mentorship program? Do you have to be in the mentorship program? So many questions. But this is what it is. So even within the BWW mentorship program, as you guys can see, there are these different clubs. And it's Amway keeps doing this and breaking into all these different groups so that instead of them asking you to join Amway, they ask you to join the BWW mentorship program. Oftentimes this recruiting tactic, which Amway will put out like ads on LinkedIn, like, hey, we're looking for someone to work a real job. You show up to an interview and then you get trapped by them. And so oftentimes people don't even know that they're in Amway until 2 or 3 meetings in. And then they find out that this mentorship program is through Amway. And for some people, by then it might be too late to kind of back out. They've already invested time, money, and energy to this. You know, maybe now they're embarrassed. They told their family they found a job, but now they have to go back and be like, actually, it's an MLM. For whatever reason, some people end up kind of trapped there. Which is like, why do you want to trap people in your MLM? That doesn't look like they're off to a good start then, but you do you, Amway, you know, like it's very deceptive. So they have like the 100% club, the Eagle Plus, the double Eagle. And again, this is so that they can trick you. It's all just to trick you. And it's all very convoluted. Like you need all different things per level. But this is just basically Amway on crack. That's what it is. So, unfortunately, poor suspicious Finnish 21 here nearly got caught up with it. Nearly. Keyword, nearly. So, what does it stand for, by the way? We'll get into that. Hey, everyone. I want to share my experience with BWW. I'm not entirely sure what its full name, but I know it was founded by someone named Billy Bernard Britt. I've got you. In the context of Amway, BWW, I don't know why it's doing the other one. Sorry, guys, it's supposed to be BWW, and it says BBW. I don't know why I didn't catch that before. But it's supposed to be business building workshops. So I'm assuming it's something like building workshop program or something, you know? All women are beautiful. Some of them just show it more on the outside, right? So it just tells me what BBW stands for when I try to look it up. Business building workshops. We still don't know. A few weeks ago, a guy reached out to me on LinkedIn, casually asking how I was doing and making small talk. Then he brought up the idea of a side job. See, LinkedIn, it's always LinkedIn, of a side job that could lead to financial freedom. Maybe it does stand for that, Mr. Lovell. It stands for big white women, beautiful white women, whichever one you like. But financial freedom, as soon as you hear those words, it's probably a fucking scam. Just, you know. At first, I thought he might have ulterior motives. Again, financial freedom. And I guess it depends on the sort of like small talk. Like if the small talk starts off with right away them being like, so what do you do for work? Sometimes I find that those are the conversations that always lead to the MLM, you know? You know, they cut right to the chase. And what do you do for work? Oh, well, what I do. And then they do their pitch, you know? This one, though, financial freedom. But I was bored. And his profile looked legitimate. So I decided to keep the conversation going. I even shared some of my current concerns. Not all of them were true, to be honest. Just, you know, make some up. He eventually mentioned that he had a mentor who could teach me how to start my own career or find a better side job. And the best part, it would all be for free. Curious I decided to attend 2 meetings with them. And now she's reporting back. During these meetings, the focus was mostly on how amazing it is to have a mentor to guide you in all aspects of your life. That's interesting. Interesting. I like how the first meeting is just a setup on how you need to have the meeting. Like, the whole thing is about having a mentor. So in the first meeting, you talk about how you need to have a mentor, which is weird because it's kind of like if you weren't looking for a mentor already and thought that maybe you needed one, why would you be at the meeting? I'm kind of like, wow, good one. Good one, Amway. That's great. Referring to someone as a mentor has always creeped me out. Yes. True. Especially like somebody coming, like a mentor is someone who you should just have in your life and you kind of look up to that person because you personally see things in them, right? That you like about them and that you want to kind of mirror off of them. Like I've had mentors in my career when I was working in mental health and when I was doing my placement in college, I had this amazing manager of one of the teams I did my placement with. And this woman was a social service worker that would pay for people out of her own pocket to help them if need be. She would drive and help them in the middle of the night if they needed something and they were like having an emergency. She was just like the best social worker that I have ever seen. And she was cool as hell. Like just really cool lady. You know, she was kind of punk rockish with some punk rock hair and she smoked a lot like me. And so we used to go out for smokes together and chit chat about clients. And, you know, she was just so cool. And for me, that was who my mentor was. And I was like, when I'm doing my job, I want to be like that lady. That lady is fucking awesome. That's someone I can look up to. That's someone who really goes above and beyond for clients. She's fucking fabulous, you know? But it was me that chose that, right? Like I met her in a work situation, school work situation at that time. And I chose to look up because she had the traits that I admired. I find it creepy when somebody else kind of says, let me be your mentor. It's like, I don't think that you get to choose that. Like, it should be something that is personal that you choose individually, right? Not like, okay, guys, so today you're all going to meet Gary. Gary is now going to be all your mentor. Like, okay, but I don't know anything about Gary. And I don't even know if Gary's the type of guy I want to look up to. So why the fuck is that guy my mentor? You know? It always like irks me because of that. I think that's why it's creepy. Nothing wrong with having a mentor. It's just the like, we're going to give you a mentor part. That's like, you know? Just freaks you out. Violet agrees with you that it's creepy. When you can snatch the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave. Okay. You've never liked the term either, Joe? I feel like people that are actual mentors don't refer to themselves as mentors. You know, they just kind of are. They're using BWW because the word got out about Quick Start being a cover. Interesting. Interesting. Apparently it stands for Brit Worldwide, the BWW. I had to look it up. That's all it says, though. Tell me if it's right or wrong. I wonder if I can find a mentor who can teach me how to become an automatic millionaire on the internet. You find 500 of them. 500. 500 of them. Okay? Everyone wants to be a mentor, apparently, in this industry. You know? It sounded appealing at first, but in the second meeting, he finally mentioned Amway and BWW. See, like, this is what I mean. You shouldn't be at the second meeting before you find out what the company name is, right? Like, that's bizarre. But they do such a good job, and they tell you just about the BWW because that sounds kind of like a business name or club or something, and then they drop Amway on it. Damn. At the time, I wasn't familiar with either. So after the meeting, I decided to do some research. Like I said, you'd be surprised how many people are still not really familiar with MLMs. So did everything that I tried. I had to like scour the internet to find out what it meant. Marty is a great mentor. He's been scammed for 26 years and can show you which ones to avoid. Guru Garmo. Oh, Lord, he's probably going to call himself that now. That's how I came across this sub. Look at that. The r/anti-MLM sub, saving one person at a time from Amway. After reading through other people's experiences, it became pretty clear to me that this was a scam. And see, this is the thing. For some people, just reading on Google and the reviews might not really do much, you know, because they'll tell themselves, oh, well, maybe I'm just not searching in the right places, or, oh, well, maybe the reviews are something I shouldn't go by. But some people, though, when they hear other people's experiences, that's what clicks for them. And it takes hearing from other people. And this is why it's so important that you share your experiences. You know, because then people out here that are looking, like someone might come across this post now in future. That Suspicious Finish 21 did. And they might be in a similar position where they're like, oh, someone's trying to get me to join this weird BWW thing. And what is it? But then they come across this. And now your story here also helps wake somebody else up. And I think it's a beautiful thing to have that we need to protect at all costs, is the subreddit that shares these stories that people can come to and hear. And this is why it's important to have YouTubers on here that come out and share their stories. There's never enough. All right, you can never have too many people sharing their stories with these types of culty companies and how they trick people like this. The more, the merrier in this industry, really. Because, you know, one story might be great for one person, but then it might not really sit well with another. So then they search for a story, they find one that actually kind of, you know, resonates with them. This is why all different personalities welcome, all different political backgrounds welcome, all different, etc. This is why we cannot, like, gatekeep out here in this anti-MLM area. Because the more, the merrier. The more people that share their experiences and kind of warn other people, because they're also constantly changing, you know, like they're going to come up with a new way now because now everyone knows about the BWW. They're going to try to come up with a new name. So then we're going to need somebody who comes across the new name to come and share that with us. You know what I'm saying? And this is how this community kind of keeps up on the information. This is why it's so important to keep sharing all of this. I immediately blocked the guy who contacted me on LinkedIn. I still can't believe how many people actually fall for this. Well, hey, you almost did. So honestly, I feel bad for the guy too. He seems completely brainwashed, by his so-called mentor. He is. Most likely is. Brainwashed is a great word to use. What shocked me the most is how BWW is still using the same deceptive strategies that they were using years ago. It's wild. Just thought I'd share my story in case it helps anyone else avoid getting roped into this. And you helped us learn about BWW, which we weren't really familiar with over here until now. Because again, Amway is constantly, like I said, making these little groups to try to avoid telling you it's Amway. They're like the one company that does not want to tell you what company it is until at least the second meeting. No matter what, no in for it in this community. And it's really frustrating because, yeah, LinkedIn should not be full of Amway people. Like, if you've ever been out there trying to find a job, I'm sure you can emphasize with how frustrating it must be to think that you've got an interview, because sometimes they set it up as interviews. And you think you have a real interview at a real job, like, yay, your search might finally be over. And then you find out it's for fucking Amway. Right? Like, it's devastating. And so, I mean, and this is the thing, is that a lot of these sites too try to come up with ways to stop that from happening, which is also why they constantly have to keep finding new names for their little teams and projects, right? And it's like they can try to ban them from being on LinkedIn, but it's not going to stop them. So the best way is to just educate, spread awareness, let people know they're still on there, still trying to do their thing. But thank you for sharing that story with us. You helped teach me and my platform about BWW, which again stands for Brit Worldwide. Brit Worldwide. Apparently it's the British. The British area. I'm assuming. So just, be wary. The Amway people are out. They're still using the damn LinkedIn. Always make sure you get a full company name. And if someone tells you that you need a mentor, maybe like my chat saying, use that as a red flag. It's a real big red flag. It's sad. It's making me sad. The next one that we have comes from Salty Things 3144. Ooh, Salty Things. Brit-wide woman. Sadly, it's because human beings have certain base emotions, vulnerabilities, and flaws that remain unchanged after hundreds of years. That is why we still have many wars raging across the world. It is. And that's why these things can use the same cult-like tactics to appeal to people's same vulnerabilities, right? Equinox almost caused a divorce. For those that don't know, MLMs also almost caused my divorce, okay? I have a hatred for MLMs because my parents got brutally fucked over by Amway. There you go. Always Amway. I knew what a ripoff they are, but couldn't convince my new husband, who was fresh out of grad school and thought he knew everything. That happens, fresh out of grad school sometimes. You could probably take out Equinox and insert every MLM for that headline. Ain't that the truth? He had a master's degree and a teaching license, but kept raving about the make 40K per month bullshit in the help wanted ads. I explained they were crap, and he insisted I just had a negative attitude. And unlike me, He had the education to avoid getting ripped off. Well, if that was the case, then he should have known that it doesn't matter what education or intelligence you have, it will not stop you from being pulled into a cult. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Uh-oh, he was too smart to admit that he made a mistake and had to double down. It's one of those r/I am so smart moments. I came home from work. Yeah, I supported his butt through grad school to find he's gone to one of Equinox's offices, attended their rah, 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 rah rally. He tells me I must cancel my evening training session. I was an athlete to attend a required newcomer meeting that night. And he was told it's mandatory to bring his spouse, which that right there to me should be a red flag. There is no job on the face of this earth that is going to say you need to come to a meeting tonight and it is mandatory for you and your spouse to be there. That's just bizarre. Are you joining the mafia? Like, what is happening? Like, I would have been smacked if I said that. Well, don't mess with Deb, I guess. Jeez. I refused, of course, and tried to talk sense into him. Yeah, especially if you're an athlete and you're training, like you're obviously, well, not obviously, but you might be training for something specific. I'm assuming if you're in training, it's for something specific. And if you just quit one of your training sessions, that's not good. You shouldn't be asked to put your thing aside for his thing either, you know? Have you ever watched the Slave Circle Direct Marketing Devil Corp documentary? It's an excellent doc about a related circle of MLM hell. I believe I have. Size 11 pumps. He'll kick you. Oh, man. He exploded into a rant fest, which that's not good. I had never seen him like this in 2 years of our marriage and courtship. He screamed obscenities, saying how he was trying to support us, lift me out of my horrible idiot's job for stupid people. I had a very good job in social work. I lack vision, and that's why I don't make more money. I'm brainwashed by the system. All the evil party lines MLMs parrot. He says, you will go to this meeting, and I flat out refuse and leave. Honestly, good for you. He went to Equinox headquarters alone. Alone. You know? I guess he had to show up and say, no, it was mandatory to bring my spouse, but she refused to come. Which that didn't go over well. Evidently, they fed him more crap about how I lack vision. Am an unsupportive wife, acted flabbergasted, I refuse to come. Oh my God, your own wife does not believe in you? Your spouse refuses to support you? You are going to uplift your family and ensure their future, and she says no to that? And see, and this is the issue right here. This is the issue right here. That shouldn't be going on. And any workplace that wants you to be successful would not be trying to put a wedge there. I'm just saying. He came home absolutely seething with rage. This was a man I had never seen before and didn't know. We had a terrible fight about what a horrible, unsupportive person I am. how your kind of brainwashed people maintain a caste system in the world. How I am helping better people get stomped on by the corrupt employment system. She works in social work, my dude. Like, what? Wrong industry for that. All the cult mentality I saw dupe my parents into Amway. And that really sucks because that would have been really re-triggering as well. And you're like, I know this behavior. I wonder how many marriages have been ruined by unpassive on fusion. Probably quite a few. Probably quite a few. Hi, Nani. Good to see you. Like, yeah, I would say probably quite a few, especially for people that had to take out loans to do the buy-in and then couldn't pay them, you know? When your credit gets messed with, that and financial issues is actually the one main reason why people divorce. The number one reason is like over finances. So that's why MLMs can cause divorce. It causes a wedge like this. And then also with the financial stress of all of it. So you can imagine, you know, lots of marriages end with all that going on. This is just sad, though. He says he's been advised that if he wants to be an automatic success, instead of climbing the ranks in Equinox, he should buy in at manager level. It will cost $5,000. Jesus Christ. He doesn't have $5,000. But I have a nest egg from a small inheritance left to me by my grandfather. Oh, Lord, no, don't do that. No! I tell him I won't give it to him. He smiles a big, ugly grin and says, "This is a community property state." I threw him out and tried to think of how I can get to my bank on Monday morning and get my money out before he does. I've already figured our marriage is over. Bastard, yeah. Joe says, get an Enagic water system instead. Right? It's the same price. Over the weekend, my sister-in-law calls. He's given her his side of the story, and she too tried to talk him out of this. So his own sister tries to talk him out of it. My best friend comes over to find me crying and frowns. What did you say this company is called? Let me make a phone call. She has a coworker who got screwed by Equinox, lost $5,000, and is more than willing to talk to my husband. At least you got some good friends and a good sister-in-law. I mean, at least that's there, you know? I spend most of the weekend gathering evidence on MLMs and Equinox. Is it Equinox or Equinox? I have no clue. He finally returned home Sunday night, having gone to more rallies on Saturday and Sunday. Why are they having rallies every day? This is a lot of rallies. But acting more like the man I know and love. He looked through my stack of stuff and agreed to meet my friend's friend. He finally accepted the truth, but real damage was done to our trust level and to me emotionally. I'd seen a side of him I never knew existed. And I guess to be fair, you'd be kind of constantly fearful about that $5,000 and if he was going to take it from you. I mean, it sounds like the trust was completely broken here. We wound up divorced 4 years later. After that ugly side I'd seen appeared more and more the last year we were married, but that's another story. I still think Equinox and their bullshit sent him down the road of disillusionment. That 4 years teaching unruly tweens didn't help. Fuck you, Equinox. Fuck you, multi-level marketing schemes. MLMs destroy good people's character as well as their lives. I'm just really sorry that you had to go through that. I am really sorry that you had to go through that. This is what I almost went through because I broke my husband's trust with my MLM stuff, and he was starting to wonder about me. And it started a lot of bullshit in our marriage, and we struggled on and off for a few years after that. Luckily, we were able to fix things, but like I said, that not everyone can. Not everyone can. In your situation, it sounded like he was going to straight up go steal money from you. And that would, if I did that, my husband probably would have left. I'm just saying. Like, that is a big overstep. Like, if you can't even trust that nest egg to stay there, and he's looking at you like he might go run to the account and take it out without your permission, that is really scary. That's where you're getting into like where financial abuse could be starting, and you don't want any of that, you know? Like, so I'm just hopefully you are doing a lot better now. But that is true. That is what they do. They get into people's core belief systems and they fuck them up. Because the beliefs that you have when you're in an MLM don't work in the real world, you know? It's not reality. And they have this idea that you should just turn your back on your spouses, your family, your longtime friends, and claim that they don't support you if they question what you're doing or if they refuse to join. Like, there's MLMs out there that tell people, listen, if you're in this thing for a few months and your family isn't joining with you, you ditch them. They don't like you. They hate you. They want you to fail. And they'll start to brainwash people. And this is a good example of that. Like she says, when he went to the rah rally, the people there were telling him, your wife is unsupportive. In the meantime, she's the one that actually does have his best interest in mind and knows better. And it's a really weird thing where for some reason people will listen to these people instead of their spouse. The brainwashing is insane. Insane. And this is why I do what I do. Because we need to spread more awareness. And there's too many people out here that is like, oh, those MLM things? Yeah, so what? People are just like trying to make a side hustle. Like, why are you so mean to them? And I'm like, I don't think you realize what they take from people or how they brainwash people and how they're actually fucking up all of corporate America, as well as fucking around with people's lives, you know? Like, we need to get rid of them. We need to get rid of them. This just proves it even more. The next story is coming from someone who is speaking out that has left an MLM themselves. They say, I want to talk about something just because I've been there and done that. I've seen more than ever people bragging and posting on social media about all of the things they do with the money they make with their side hustle. buying things that are out of their league because it's the cool thing to do. And I was one of them. I was taught when I entered the MLM world, and it's funny because it's an entire industry. It is an entire world out there. And it's like when someone enters that world, they get sucked into some vortex and they get put into another dimension. So I was taught when I entered the MLM world that you should always share everything that you're able to do with the money that you're making from your business. Post your 3x3 rule. 3 product posts and 3 business posts per day. Beg or bribe people to post for you. And yeah, you are told to do that. Pyramid schemes ruining lives since 3000 BC. You are told, though, to post on Facebook and ask people to post on your behalf. Share everything that you're able to do. Share everything you buy and do with your money from your business, which you don't own. Because the big corporate company owns it. You're just signing on as an independent contractor, which is a nice way of saying you are agreeing to be their sales team and their marketing team for pennies. And you are agreeing to basically do free labor for a big corporate company under the guise that you could pretend it's your own business that you run. It's a trick. They're trying to trick you. Don't fall for it. You don't own it. Oh, and many of the higher ups that supposedly have all the big money, big houses in Florida, and expensive jets and cars are making money in real estate or by sponsee brand deals. So they get brand deals for their social media, yet they deceive people with their posts, insinuating they've made their fortunes via the company, which is not true. I saw it firsthand. I was on a yacht with them and attended a few of the galas, and I saw behind the scenes. They have fake jets you can rent. They have fake mansions, fake cars. Like you can actually go to LA and take pictures in front of mansions, do a whole photo shoot in front of mansions, pretend that you live in these mansions, and then post it on social media. And there are a lot of people in the MLM industry that are doing this and are claiming that it's their stuff, and it's not. It's not. When I bought my SUV, I posted it on Facebook. When I bought new clothes or home decorations, I made sure that everyone knew it was courtesy of my MLM business. When I went on trips, of course, I showed up to share that my business paid for it all. And while on the beach, I was making money from my phone. Facepalm. Because, all the best vacays are the ones you got to work through. Again, we were told to do that. Every day I showed up to share. And while all that was true, and I made some money, I realize now more than ever what a turnoff it is to get on Facebook and see everyone posting the highlight reel all day, every day. That doesn't work anymore. It's straight up tacky. And it's part of the reason I left. Along with the Lord convincing me to leave and never look back. Deception is wrong. So for all of you faith manipulators out there, this Lord is telling her to leave. I'm saying, God says, run farthest away from thy pyramid scheme and never looketh back it. Okay? I promise that's what God says. Oh, Lord. Deception is wrong. I got message after message from friends because they saw me posting all the time about everything I was able to do, but they didn't see the hard work that went into it all. They didn't see the skin I had in the game. The truth is, if you don't continue to work your business on an ongoing basis, the money fades. The 2 hours a day from your phone turns into all day on your phone, answering messages and getting on work Zooms and trainings. You know, like hours and hours of webinars. The retention just isn't there. Oh, and those trips with besties for your company, you pay for those yourself. If you lose rank, and you will, you lose the so-called bonuses in which they know you won't be able to retain. So take this from someone who has seen it from both sides of the fence. I don't want my friends to get hurt along their MLM road. It all sounds good, but trust me, it's a setup for failure. Of course you can make money. Well, not according to the FTC, I'm just saying. Of course you can have success, but you have to live and breathe it and climb over people to do it. The freedom they speak about is not free. You become enslaved to it because it's a cult. Hi, sweet goth. Good to see you. So be careful. Sometimes it can come back and bite you. Don't ignore red flags and go with your gut feeling. I did. And if you see people posting everything all day, don't get comparitis. Chances are they're getting told what to post from their upline. Not being mean, just transparent and honest. And I want to thank you for being transparent and honest and for sharing that with us. As someone that went and sat on the yachts and wants to let us know that it's all fake. We've been saying it. We've been proving it. But it's always good when somebody comes out and says, you know, I was one of those people. And guess what? You're right. All of this, fake. And that's the whole thing too, is that, like she said, you literally have to trade in your soul if you want the success here. And this success won't stay. It's just, you can't have MLM success forever either. Even if you become the 1%, it doesn't last long. All right? It's hard to get up to those ranks. And oftentimes the people that hit the top ranks, they don't stay there. So it just goes to show, like, you gotta trade in your soul for this too. A lot of people seem to think that this is better than corporate America because you don't have to step on anyone to get success. Well, you heard it here. Yeah, you do. That's the thing. MLMs have all the same bullshit as corporate America, except the money flows up the pyramid instead of down the pyramid, and it's not guaranteed. Whereas if you work in corporate America, at least it flows down the pyramid and you will get your salary and your wages paid. You know what I'm saying? They don't stay. They either jump around other MLMs, start their own, or start coaching if they don't leave. Luckily, this one, I hope that she's woken up, she realizes, and she's just going to go get a regular job. Yeah. That's what we hope for her. Thank you for sharing. Our next story comes to us from Doll Order 8142. Hopefully it's not a doll story. I'm just saying. Mother-in-law gifted me and my husband with a doTERRA diffuser and oil pack. Oh my gosh. Not the doTERRA diffuser and oil pack. Oh no. Oh no. They're just like, thank you. Thanks. Oh yeah, it's really nice. Be one of us on the naysayer side. That's right. By the way, this is an actual doTERRA one, as you can see. That I've never gotten the appeal. I think they're all fucking bulky and ugly, but maybe that's just me. Maybe it's the bias of me having been in Sensi and theirs all being like cartoonish. I don't know, but I don't get the appeal. But hey, that's why I'm over here. All right. I love my mother-in-law. I really do. She's a smart woman, a retired social worker. Got a lot of social workers today. And someone who employs critical thinking skills on a regular basis. She's not one to fall for woo-woo pseudoscience BS. Hey, that's how my friends probably would have described me, actually. Social service worker, uses critical thinking skills on a regular basis, hates pseudoscience. Yet I too fell for MLMs, not doTERRA essential oils, but you know, it happens. Yes, she gave me and my husband, as well as her daughter and future son-in-law, doTERRA diffusers and essential oil kits for Christmas. It took every ounce of restraint to not launch into a tirade about how terrible and predatory MLMs are. How doTERRA has been the subject of many lawsuits and is overall a widely unethical and dangerous company. They really like their illegal medical claims, you know? I recently went to a spa and they served water with doTERRA lemon essential oil in it. Oh God, no! Don't drink the essential oils. Damn it. Lord. She bought the diffusers and kits from a friend of hers who sells doTERRA. So thankfully, she's not shilling for them, at least not yet. Today, I had to send the family group text a link to an article from Poison Control regarding essential oil misuse. Because my sister-in-law said that she had tried her oils the night before by rubbing them directly into her skin. Fucking yikes. And my mother-in-law said when we open the gift, you can put the lemon oil in water and drink it. No, stop it. Stop drinking the essential oils. I've been yelling this for 5 years. Don't put the oils down. Get them away from your lips. Stop drinking them. It's dangerous. It's not good for you. Don't do this. Please stop it. Stop it. I know. You actually can get very sick from this. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. God, how many times do I have to say this? Every time that I got to cover one of these essential oil companies or do one of these r/anti-MLM videos, I got to say, stop drinking the essential oils because people don't stop drinking them. Smell them. Don't drink them. That's right. That's right. And don't put them on your skin. Okay? You're supposed to dilute these things for a reason. So don't be drinking them. Okay? You dilute them to breathe them in. So like imagine actually just, like that's what I don't understand. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Stop drinking the damn essential oils. Don't do it anymore. All right. I have to move on. The next one comes from CP Baby 1968. Let's go. Bleach and borax, people. pretty much, right? Mother-in-law gave me Melaleuca products from her stash for Christmas. All right, what's going on with these mother-in-laws? We got to have a talk with the mother-in-laws of the world. Okay, let's stop giving out MLM products for Christmas. All right. Nani says, it's very hard for me to vomit, but thinking about drinking it gets me close. Oh, yeah, no, if you ever needed to, to feel better, that definitely would work. Essential oils can be deadly for animals, especially cats. Yes. And this is the thing is that Scentsy used to sell all of their stuff and say, oh, but it's perfect for the pets. And that horrifies me now. Because, see, I'm allergic to cats. So I never realized the danger of cats. And then I told one of my friends at the time, like at the end of me selling it, and they were like, I think that those kinds of things are bad for cats. And I was like, what? And then once I left, I obviously looked further into this. And yes, essential oils are bad. And there's certain scents too that are very bad for dogs. And then there's certain scents that are very bad for cats as well. And it's like none of these MLMs ever talk about this or warn people. It's like they just think all of them are fine. No, they're not. You got to be careful. Not the MLM. That's not an MLM. Good old Melaleuca. Yeah. But worst Christmas gift you can give is an MLM product. All right. We got to stop this. Got to stop this. Apparently, my partner's stepdad and mom were extremely high up in Melaleuca. From the stories I've been told, like they were, like past tense, hopefully. The stepdad passed in September. Oh, I'm sorry. So my mother-in-law is still grieving very hard. I have all the sympathy for her. Send her our love. She said she couldn't face shopping, so she decided that I would benefit from her stash of Melaleuca beauty bars and oils and detergents, etc. Oh no, what do you do here? Because you're kind of like, mother-in-law's going through a hard time, I got a whole basket full of stuff. I was absolutely, properly appreciative. My mom would have been upset if I wasn't, and I thanked her profusely, but was not sad when my partner tossed them after we got home. That's right. You just throw those right in the trash. You throw those in the trash. At least your partner is good. Because I was going to say, I don't know how to handle that situation with what she's going through. You do it how you did it. That's how you handle that. You say, thank you so much. I appreciate the gift. How nice of you. And then you toss them out. The only issue is if mother-in-law comes to visit in like January And then she's like, so are you guys using the detergent? You know, like, then you have to get crafty and be like, oh, no, it made me break out in hives, so we got rid of it or something. You know, just go with that. That's the best advice I can give for that. But that's where it gets slippery, right? But at least your partner threw them in the trash. He was probably also like, fuck this. I had to deal with this my whole life. I'm not having these products in my home now. I know I would probably be that way if I were him, you know? I'd be like, no, listen, okay? I had to deal with this shit. Growing up, I refuse. Because, like, even right now, I can't do Avon, even if it wasn't an MLM. You know, just something about it, little triggering. And carcinogenic for all living beings, especially humans and MLMs. I remember doing a party light party. They were marketing their waxes as being food grade, safe to eat. Should a child do it by accident? Yep, and that's Scentsy as well. They do that too. Yep. They even use them to cook with, right? But you just know the mother-in-law is going to ask you if you enjoyed the products, right? That's why I'm like, oh, that's the only hard part of this. Is it's like, then what do you say? Because I'm an awful liar, and I'm way too lazy to like keep the lie going personally. So I don't know if I would have been able to even pull this one off. Like I said, I'd have to like come up with something like, oh, I don't know. I found out I was allergic to it. Like, what do you do? Because you know she's going to ask. They usually gaslight you that your allergic reactions are your body detoxing too. Yes, I've heard that before a lot. That's creepy, right? Wow. Anyway, good for you. Maybe now that she's given them away, hopefully she gave them all away this Christmas. So future Christmases, you don't have to worry. I am sorry to hear that, you know, the father-in-law has passed away, and I hope everything's going okay with her in terms of grieving and everything. That's hard. So love to your family for that. You handled it perfectly. And that is it today for our MLM Monday MLM stories. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun sharing these stories with you. I think it's good to go over stories like this every once in a while, just to kind of hear other people's experiences. Like I said, it helps spread awareness. I mean, it's one thing to sit here and talk about all the issues that, you know, these companies cause, and talk about all the cult tactics they use and all the bad marketing and stuff. But it just hits a little different to actually hear the real stories, you know, and to have people come out and speak out about that kind of thing. So thank you for coming and for hanging out with me this afternoon. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that was a fun MLM Monday for all of you. And there will be a stream tomorrow afternoon as well. So stay tuned to the community tab for that. This was fun. Good. I'm glad you liked it. I wasn't even a rep. My sister was. I was used as a party promoter and did a lot of the pitches because I'm good at that stuff. Oh, Lord. Oh, I don't even know if I would have been able to do that for my sister. I would have been like, sorry, you're going to have to do that. Do that yourself. Yes, please do like the stream on your way out. And I hope that all of you have a fabulous, amazing rest of your MLM Mondays. If you have a story that you would like to share, you can leave it down in the comments below. Or you guys can always email me. If you ever need to get a hold of me privately, want to have a little chat or just give me information about something, this is the best way to do so. My email is right there. You can hit me up in email and I will respond to you. I try to get back within 24 hours if I can. Alrighty? Just, you know, on the weekends, I might not be able to. But other than that, I think we do pretty good. We do pretty good. So thank you again, all of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Like I said, community tab. All right. Have a good night. Bye.